Hey there, home theater fans. Todd with AVNirvana.com. We're hanging out on the show floor at CEDIA 2025 with Shawn Kelly of Colorado. I mean, you're basically at home right here in the convention center.
It's very convenient for us.
You're here this year with your Alpha Pro Panamorph lens.
Yes.
This thing is a beauty. Give me a little backstory on how this came about and how it's different than your previous line.
Yeah. So this all started in the late 90s. So AV Science Forum, Alan Gouger was one of my dealers for a previous product, because we used to, back in those days, the projectors didn't have the resolution, so you could see the pixel structure. And so we made a product that removed the pixel structure from projected images. So we had a dealer base, but Alan Gouger with AV Science said, hey, can you make us an anamorphic lens, us being the forum really? And this is when it was just beginning. And so we started a program, we looked at the available technologies, we said, you know, we can do better than that. And so we came up with the first product. And, you know, we had that fan base, you know, for the enthusiasts only, but I also knew Sam Runco. And so Sam was huge into the movie aspect ratio, the 2:4:1 aspect ratio. So he eventually set up projectors with anamorphic lenses, and that was kind of his bread and butter in terms of projection. He had his own processor and so forth. So a lot of their lenses were Panamorph lenses, but they made their own housings around it. But that really kind of started things off in the early 2000s or so. And then other manufacturers said, well, you know, we also want to have anamorphic. And so that's kind of what kickstarted the industry.
Interesting. Is this kind of the brainchild of yourself? I mean, do you have a background in engineering or?
Yeah, my background is in physics and optical engineering.
Okay.
So, you know, my group in the Air Force, the last tour I was at, we funded TI to make the DLP chip for cockpits.
Wow.
You know, it's all display technology. You don't always use things, but you need to invest in things.
Yeah.
And so, so I was in cockpit displays. I ran a lab for, you know, holography and all that kind of thing, just playing with new ideas. And so the first business was developed out of an optical element to remove the pixel structure. So that's when I left the Air Force and started the first business. And so, yeah.
What's it called? Panamorph from the get-go?
Cygnus Imaging in the way back. Yep.
And what eventually led to the change of the name?
Eventually, with the AV Science Forum evolution of this product, we had to come up with a product name. And, you know, I was in my office and my young daughter at the time was standing, you know, sitting on my shoulders, leaning, and that's when I came up with Panamorph. It morphs the image and it's panoramic. So Panamorph. So the product name was that.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to Colorado in 05, we started the Panamorph company itself in Colorado then. So the rest is history there.
So the company is based right out of Colorado. This is where you're incorporated.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. Now, just to rewind just a little bit for someone out there, if they're watching this and they're like, okay, anamorphic lens, what is it? What's the 30-second rundown on what the lens can do for a projector?
So the projectors are not 2.4:1. They are not the cinema format. They're either 16:9 or 17:9. So that means if you're watching cinema format content, there are a couple million pixels turned off, creating black bars, so that the image is properly formatted.
Yeah.
So the projection industry has adopted anamorphic processing. So the projectors themselves will actually morph the image to use all the pixels, but that leaves the image looking vertically stretched. So the whole purpose of the lens is to reconvert that higher performance image down to the proper aspect ratio. So the net result is you get about 30% higher brightness
Which is a big deal for a projector if you have a big screen.
On a big screen, especially with an acoustically transparent screen and especially with HDR. So calibrators need the extra headroom so that they can get the brightest brights while keeping the black levels at the same time. So it's really a leverage for that, but you can actually see the increased quality of 2 million extra pixels that are creating the image.
How about this guy? When was this conceived in your head, and when is it hitting the market, or has it already hit the market?
So historically, anamorphic lenses started in the commercial cinema business. They've been around for about 80 years. They were used in the filming process and in the projection process. So when digital cinema came around, the anamorphic lenses didn't really support full 4K. And so the cinemas got rid of them as they went digital. So
That's interesting.
that was a challenge for us. Okay, how are we going to keep up with, at first 1080 and then 4K and so forth. So the brainchild is, what technology optically can we implement that will preserve that resolution? So again, the magic is in the projector. This just reformats the image, but we all want this to look like it's not even there.
Yeah.
So that is the challenge. But over those years, over those 80 years, really, all the lenses created a bit of distortion, so geometric. So you either had this barrel shape or you had a pincushion shape.
Pincushion, yeah.
And so, installers could figure out how to work with that ultimately, but especially when their clients would see a test pattern, they'd be, during installation, they'd see this warping structure. You don't want to have something to explain. You just want to say, wow.
Yeah,
So
for sure, right.
last year we came up with the first alpha, which is the smaller brother of this one, which is distortion-free. So that's kind of a revolution in
Distortion-free.
distortion-free. So rectangles look like rectangles.
Right.
Test patterns, they look like, a bunch of rectangles in the
really
test
cool.
pattern.
Yep.
It's really cool if you've seen distortion.
Yes, and I have seen
Yeah.
that before, yeah.
Yeah. So
Really interesting.
so that's what we've done here is we've fixed that problem that has been around for 80 years.
Now, is the smaller one specific? This might be a dumb question, but is the smaller one specifically meant for smaller projectors? Thinking of the Sonys of the world, the JVCs of the
Yes.
world. This guy's meant for
It's
what it's being used. Yeah.
So if you had a projector shooting through our smaller lens and this, you would not be able to see a difference.
Okay.
It's the exact same technology, the exact same optical design. This is just bigger.
Now-
And that's why it's more expensive.
Right. And years ago, the lens, I remember seeing lens, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it was a Panamorph, yes, transports sliding back and forth.
Yes.
This one is fixed
Yeah.
into position. I mean, it doesn't look like it.
We sold, maybe thousands of transports up until maybe 10 years ago. And when we polled the dealers, most of the clients were not moving the lens out of the way. For 16:9 even, they wanted to fill their screen. And a lot of times 16:9 is sports, that type, and nobody cares if a football player is a little wider,
Right.
but they want the most immersive experience.
Right.
So at that time, the projector manufacturer said, well, we're going to put in the other mode so you can watch 16:9 without moving the lens away. So at first, that didn't exist. There was only a 2:4 anamorphic mode, but now there's 2:4 and 16:9
Built in.
so the lens stays in place.
That's
Because
awesome.
when you calibrate, you can calibrate for everything with the lens in place. The lens moves out of the way, you don't have as high brightness, and so the calibration changes.
Right, you'd have to have two calibrations, essentially, two presets
Yeah,
that you can
two
switch
presets. Right.
between, yeah. So this big guy, he's available now?
Yes.
Again, what's it like being a partner in this whole scene here with this crazy sound room?
I mean, CEDIA is a family, no matter what. I mean, there's some of us go back 30 years. So, it's awesome to bring everything together as a team, see how to integrate it, because that's what the installers need to do, right? They need a screen and a projector and a lens and a processor, and of course, all the audio. So to put it all together, that's the whole point, is to show an immersive experience. If you can afford it,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm looking at these names: Seymour Screen, Mad VR, Sendo, Movia, Panamorph. This is like a Mount Rushmore of names in the industry. It's pretty cool to be a part of that, I would imagine, as the owner of your company.
It is very important because, I mean, we're seeing more and more theaters going to the cinema format. So, I mean, Apple TV now has an anamorphic lens. Apple TV has those modes built into it for anamorphic projection.
That's pretty cool in and of itself.
It's Apple TV.
Yeah.
So there's a gradual migration to how do I get the best cinema performance in a theater, and that's where the partnership really comes in, is to show how it all works together.
Right. Okay, so to wrap things up, where can people find out more information about this product, and are there any reviews out there that you'd like to point people toward, or?
Not yet. We've been making these lenses for a couple of decades. The reviews are always great. I mean, admittedly,
They're kind of speaking for themselves.
Yeah, they do, because we try to make it so you don't know there's a lens there.
Yeah.
And so the review is just going to say it's brighter and seems clearer and a little sharper. That's all there is to it. But if you want those benefits, that's what the Anamorphic is about. So Panamorph.com, that's where the information is.
Okay.
And we sell these lenses through every high-end home theater projector dealer only. So it's only available through dealers.
Clearly. So online orders, that kind of thing, are
Online companies. Yeah, we really want to honor the brick and mortars and those that are honoring not just selling a product, but selling an experience to the client.
Yeah.
And that's
you want it installed correctly, also. Right.
big time, because I mean, you've seen a lot of the stuff at the show. There are all sorts of ways to get a great image, but that doesn't mean it's the best.
Right.
So we rely on the dealer base and their knowledge base and their passion for what we're doing to make sure their clients get the very best. Because there are so many theaters you can go into that, wow, that looks great. But if only.
If only, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're in the if only crowd.
Well, it's really great to see you here at the show. I'm glad we had time to connect. We didn't have time to connect a few days ago, but
Yeah.
hey, it worked out this time.
Awesome.
So folks, Panamorph.com. In terms of AV Nirvana, we have a lot of show coverage coming up over the next few days, and that will be hitting YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, but more importantly, become a member at our forum, avnirvana.com. You can come hang out with folks like myself. Maybe Shawn might drop in there one day and answer some questions. I don't know. But maybe we can cook up a live stream one day or something like that and take some questions from folks out there
Absolutely.
in the enthusiast world.
Yep. That's the way things work these days.
Yep. That's right. All right, well, have a great show. And folks out there, we'll see you soon.